5 gripping night drive horror stories that will haunt you. Welcome back, I'm here. And tonight we have 5 terrifying tales that happened in the dark of night while driving down an empty road. First though, I need you to help us get to 100,000 subscribers, so if you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And with that said, let's begin. Number 5. The Stalker. A user recounted the time their father almost ran over a hitchhiker, only for him to appear in their rearview mirror. It was late at night, and my dad was driving me home from a friend's house. We were both exhausted, so the drive was silent except for the soft hum of the radio. Suddenly, my dad slammed on the brakes. A man in his mid-20s had stepped out of the bushes by the side of the road and was frantically waving for us to stop. Of course, my dad kept driving because there was no way he was stopping for some random guy in the middle of nowhere. That was when the man began running alongside the car, keeping up with it. My dad slowed down, rolled the window down and yelled at the guy to stop following us. But instead of stopping, the man continued to run next to our car, his face inches away from mine. He was smiling and he smelled like rotting flesh. My dad floored it and swerved into the next lane, but still he kept pace with us. Finally, we got away from him. But the scariest part was when we turned around to check if he was still there. He was in our rearview mirror smiling, giving us the thumbs up. Number 4. Car Trouble. A Reddit user shared the story about a strange encounter while getting a flat tire on the side of the highway in the middle of nowhere. It was around 3 a.m. and I was driving home from a friend's house when I got a flat tire on a 2-lane highway. I pulled off the highway onto the gravel shoulder, turned on my hazard lights and started changing my tire. About 10 minutes into the process, I heard the crunch of gravel behind me. I turned around and saw headlights. They stopped, but they didn't turn off. Then I heard footsteps. I turned back around and saw a pair of feet in front of my car. I froze, not knowing what to do. When the footsteps came closer, I looked up and saw a man standing over me. His eyes were wide and scared, and he was whispering for me to get out of the way. As I stared back at him in shock, another car approached from behind. The man grabbed my arm and pulled me out of the way just as the second car sped past us. He then ran after it, disappearing into the darkness. I quickly finished changing my tire and drove home as fast as I could. No. 3. The Hitchhiker. A user described the horrifying experience of picking up a hitchhiker who turned out to be something sinister. I picked up a hitchhiker on a desolate stretch of highway. It was late at night and the person hadn't shaved or bathed in days. He was tall and thin with long, greasy hair and a scraggly beard. As he got into the car, I could see that he had blood on his hands. I should have driven right past him, but something compelled me to stop. I asked him where he wanted to go and he told me to keep driving until we reached a certain gas station. The entire drive was filled with an eerie silence except for the sound of his heavy breathing. When I finally pulled into the gas station, he thanked me profusely and got out of the car. As I watched him walk away, I noticed that he wasn't actually walking. He was hopping on one foot, and as he hopped, his shadow appeared on the ground behind him. It was humanoid in shape, yet grotesquely distorted. Number 2. The Vanishing Passenger. A Reddit user shared the story of their friend who disappeared in the middle of the night while they were driving home from a party. It was late at night, and we were driving home from a party when our friend in the passenger seat suddenly turned to us with a wild look on his face. He told us to pull over and let him out. I asked him if he was sure, but he just insisted that we let him out. Once outside, he started running away from us down a dark and deserted road. At first, we thought he was joking, but when he didn't come back, we realized that something was wrong. We drove home, but the next morning when we told our friends what had happened, they all thought we were lying. They said that it was impossible for anyone to be out there because it was the middle of nowhere. What's even stranger is that none of us remember anything else about that night. We don't remember how we got home or what we did afterwards. Number 1. Tunnel Vision. A user described their terrifying experience driving through a tunnel at night and coming face to face with an entity that should unexist. I was driving home from a long trip and decided to take a late-night drive through a tunnel. As I approached the entrance, I noticed a small figure standing in the middle of the road. I slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. I had already hit him. The man was wearing a long black coat and a top hat. His skin was pale and his eyes were glowing red. I tried to swerve out of the way, but I was too close. I could feel the impact as he smashed through my windshield and landed on my dashboard. As I sat there in shock, he turned to me and smiled. His teeth were sharp and his grin stretched ear to ear. I don't know how long I sat there staring at him, but eventually he vanished along with the blood and glass. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out more content like this. And with that said, I'll catch you guys next time.